Hello and welcome to In Depth. I'm Teena Jha. The city of Prayagraj in Uttar Pradesh is all set to host the world's largest religious congregation, the Kumbh Mela 2019. Pilgrims from across the world have begun to gather in Kumbh Nagri to plunge themselves in the waters of Triveni Sangam, the confluence of three rivers, Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati. The Kumbh Mela will commence with the Shahi Snan on 15th January on Makar Sankranti, while Mahashivratri on the 4th of March will mark the last bathing day. During the 55-day event, nearly 15 crore people, including thousands of foreign visitors, are expected to bathe at the sacred Sangam. Today in Depth, we try and understand the significance of the Kumbh Mela, why it is a conglomeration of spiritual consciousness and cultural heritage, and the preparations and the main attractions at the Kumbh Mela this year. The origin of Kumbh Mela was transcribed by 8th century philosopher Shankara. The founding myth of the Kumbh Mela points out to the Puranas, which recount how gods and demons fought over the sacred pitcher of Amrit during Samudra Manthan. It is widely believed that Lord Vishnu, disguised as the enchantress Mohini, whisked the Kumbh out of the grasp of the demons. But as he took it heavenwards, a few drops of the precious Amrit fell on the four sacred sites we know today as Haridwar, Ujjain, Nasik and Prayag. The flight and the following pursuit is said to have lasted 12 divine days, which is equivalent to 12 human years, and therefore the Mela is celebrated every 12 years, staggered at each of the four sacred sites in this cycle. The Kumbh Mela is one of the largest religious congregations in the world. Millions of devotees from across the world throng the holy event with tremendous faith and reverence. At the heart of the world's greatest act of faith is the spiritual secret of Hinduism, moksha. The devout believe that by taking a dip in the holy waters of the river Ganga, one attains freedom from their past sins. The term Kumbh comes from the root Kumbha, which means the sacred pitcher of the elixir of immortality. There is a mention of Kumbh and the bathing ritual associated with it in the Rig Veda, which speaks of the benefits of bathing at Sangam during this period, elimination of negative influences and rejuvenation of the mind and soul. Prayers for the Kumbh are also expressed in Atharva Veda and Yajur Veda. Astrologically, whenever planet Jupiter enters the astrological sign of Taurus, when the Sun and the Moon are in Capricorn simultaneously, a powerful supercharge of positive charge happens at Prayag. For Kumbh Mela 2019, a new temporary city has been set up along Prayagraj, which has 250-kilometer long roads and 22 pontoon bridges. Reports claim this is the largest temporary city in the world. More than 40,000 LED bulbs have been installed to brighten up the Kumbh Mela, which has already been included by UNESCO in the list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Over 1,000 CCTV cameras have been installed to monitor various movements across the Mela. For the first time, artificial intelligence is being used for better crowd management. The Uttar Pradesh State Tourism Development Corporation has also launched a helicopter joyride for a tour of the Kumbh Mela. This massive spectacle of faith has attracted foreign travelers for centuries. Huan of China was the first to mention about the Kumbh Mela in his diary during the 7th century. In the 8th century, Shankara, a prominent saint, popularized the Kumbh Mela among the common people, after which the Kumbh Mela began to attract thousands of devotees from across the world. This year too, thousands of foreign tourists have arrived at the Kumbh Mela. Spanish national Mac was also attracted by Hindu philosophy that brought him to India. And now he has denounced worldly pleasures to understand more about Sanatan Dharma.
Well, I got into yoga from my mother, who has been doing it from the same age. She started my age. And I'm reading many books and doing yoga So I got inspiration to come to Kumbh Mela, and now I get initiation. Here we are very much in spirituality, more than in the West.
Mac is not the only one who has adopted the Hindu way of life. Like him, there are thousands of foreign nationals who've settled in India as monks to follow the holy path of Sanatan Dharma.
When I was born, I got this. I'm born in another country, but I'm Hindu Atman. Atma Hindu. Atma. My Atma is Hindu. For me, Kumbh Mela is a magic time for to have with everybody. Everybody in common have this same spiritual feeling. So many souls come in here and they are spiritual, and all together it manifests so strong energy.
The Kumbh Nagri this year has been divided into 20 sectors, where more than 5,000 camps have been set up for Kumbh Kalpvasis, that is, temporary residents during the event. While an entire sector is dedicated to popular sects such as the Juna Akhada and Nirmohi Akhada, a hospital has been set up in another, canteens and cultural spaces in another, and designated Ganga Aarti spots in a third one. During the 8-week-long festival, authorities expect up to 150 million people, including 1 million foreign visitors, to bathe at the Triveni Sangam, the confluence of the Ganga, the Yamuna, and a mythical third river, the Saraswati. With inputs from Navikram Singh, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. Kumbh has been accorded the status of intangible cultural heritage of humanity by UNESCO. The Mela, which begins on 15 January, attracts lakhs of devotees from across the country and abroad. This year, the state has gone through elaborate preparations for the massive congregation. The government of Uttar Pradesh is gearing up to showcase this Kumbh as a stellar example of the Clean India movement. Keeping this in mind, this year, the state government has laid special emphasis on cleanliness as well as hygiene.
With less than a day to go for the first Shahi Snan, Prayagraj is lit up like Diwali for the 2019 Kumbh Mela. The Kumbh Mela will be held on the banks of confluence of the Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati called the Sangam. One of the biggest religious congregations in India, the Kumbh Mela will witness unprecedented crowds coming in from across the country and overseas too. For the convenience of the pilgrims and tourists, the Uttar Pradesh government is laying special emphasis on cleanliness and hygiene. The state government has built toilets, placed dustbins and revamped the drainage system as Prayagraj gears up to receive millions of pilgrims. Due to a lesser number of toilets in the previous edition of the Kumbh Mela, people were forced to defecate in the open. Keeping this in mind, the administration has set up over 1 lakh toilets.
इस बार के कुंभ में प्रथम शाही स्नान है और इसमें एक तो शाही स्नान अखाड़े जो निकलते हैं उनके लिए रूट का निर्धारण महत्वपूर्ण पहलू होता है और महत्वपूर्ण एक बिंदु होता है जो रूट का निर्धारण उनके साथ कर लिया गया है। संगम नोज तक जाने के लिए बिल्कुल उनके लिए एक सैनिटाइज्ड और एकल पथ है जिससे वो जाएंगे।
मेरा मुख्य फोकस जो शौचालय हैं, जहाँ गड्ढे हैं, जहाँ जल भराव है या जहाँ जैसे गंदगी वगैरह हो रही वहीं हम छिड़काव करा रहे हैं। मक्खियों मच्छरों पे कार्रवाई के लिए डीडीटी का छिड़काव किया जा रहा है, नुआन का छिड़काव किया जा रहा, लार्वा निरोधक दवा का छिड़काव किया जा रहा। आवश्यकता अनुसार हम फॉगिंग भी करा रहे हैं जैसा कि हमें निर्देश मिल रहा है और हम उसके बाद टेंटों के अंदर जैसे रात को पायरोथर्म का छिड़काव करा रहे हैं।
For the visitors of the Mela, more than double the number of sanitary staff has also been deployed compared to last time. To maintain hygiene, foolproof arrangements have been made under which garbage will be lifted from the dustbins and will be transported out of the Mela area for proper disposal.
लगभग 300 वर्कर सफाई कर्मी हैं, उनसे सफाई व्यवस्था ये देख रहा हूँ। बहुत ज्यादा ये समझ लीजिए हमारे यहाँ लगभग ये समझ लीजिए कूड़ादान लगे हुए हैं, उसमें पन्नियां लाइनर बैग लगे हुए हैं, लाइनर बैग में कूड़ा आते हैं, उसमें जो है स्वीपर हमारे उसको जब भर जाता है तो उसको गट्ठी लगा के उसी किनारे रख देते हैं। हमारा कंप्रेसर थे वो 3 ये गाड़ी जाती है टाटा एस, ये जाएगी वहाँ से कूड़ा इकट्ठा करके ये ले जाती है, कंप्रेसर में डाल देती है। यहाँ से इसे जब 25 टन इसमें माल हो जाता है तो ले जाते हैं बासवार, एक नई क्षेत्र में है, वहाँ ले जाते हैं, इसको डंप करते हैं।
Along with the building of toilets and arrangements for better waste management, special campaigns are also already underway to ensure that the banks of the Ganga remain clean and pollution-free. Special security arrangements have also been made to avoid any untoward incident. Navikram Singh's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
The Uttar Pradesh government has paid special attention to, in fact, every minute detail this time around. Besides providing modern amenities, Kumbh 2019 will also provide free eye checkup to all devotees. The Kumbh organizers have tied up with several eye clinics to offer affordable eye checkups. Navikram Singh reports from the ground.
The Kumbh Mela 2019 is not only offering a holy dip in the Sangam, but also providing a free eye checkup. To offer affordable care to all, an eye care center has been set up in the vicinity of Kumbh. It will give free of cost services, especially to old people. Hundreds of doctors from across India have signed up to serve the devotees that will visit the Kumbh Mela. The eye center is prepared to provide all kinds of eye treatments, whether it is a simple eye test or making of new glasses. The Kumbh organizers have also tied up with several eye clinics for the same.
सक्षम ने एक नेत्र कुंभ नाम का 2 महीने का 50 दिन का एक दिन कैंप आयोजित किया है, जिसमें देश भर के लगभग 400 नेत्र चिकित्सक कम से कम 5 दिन का समय दे रहे हैं। वह सेवा निःशुल्क दे रहे हैं। उनके द्वारा निःशुल्क जांच परीक्षण होगा, आवश्यकता अनुसार उन्हें निःशुल्क दवा दी जाएगी।
The eye center has been specially created for the devotees who have come from other parts of the country. Locals have also agreed to offer voluntary services at the eye center.
संस्था जो नेत्र कुंभ के साथ में उससे संबंधित उनके कार्यक्रम को पूरा संचालित करने में सहयोग कर रही है, इसका प्रचार प्रसार में सहयोग कर रही है, और जो भी आँख टेस्ट कराना चाहते हैं या चश्मा लेना चाहते हैं उनको भी संस्था सहयोग कर रही है।
Religious communities that have come to participate in the Mela are also happy with the facilities at the center. Sadhus from across India come to Prayagraj during the Kumbh Mela to take a holy dip in the Sangam.
लाख ऐसे लोग हैं जिनको अभी नेत्रों की आवश्यकता है। सक्षम ये चाहती है कि 39 लाख लोगों तक कॉर्निया पहुंचे, नेत्र अथवा दृष्टि पहुंचे। उस दिशा में एक बड़ा आंदोलन आज सक्षम के द्वारा किया गया।
The Uttar Pradesh government, along with several NGOs, has also set up health centers to manage medical emergencies. Navikram Singh's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
So with the confluence of religion, spirituality and technology, devotees going to the Kumbh Mela this year can have a unique experience of witnessing important events like the Shahi Snan, Aarti and Mela. Besides, there are several firsts at the Kumbh Mela this time around.
Not only humans, it seems that even these birds have congregated here in large numbers to participate in the grand conglomeration on the banks of the Sangam at Prayagraj. Early morning, just after sunrise, the water looks like liquid gold. The sounds of hymns, the air laden with the fragrance of flowers and incense sticks, the skyline adorned with brightly decked up temples that break the cacophony of millions that descend with the rhythmic trimming of bells and the chants of the mantras. The Kumbh Mela is a sea of humanity, comprising enlightened godmen, the sadhus, devotees and the curious tourists, all soaking in the sights and sounds, taking a dip in holy waters. For a large number of Hindus, it is the most awaited and revered event that happens either every 6 years when it is called the Ardh Kumbh or in 12 years when it is celebrated as Mahakumbh.
पूरी फोर्स के लिए व्यवस्था है जिससे किसी प्रकार की विपरीत स्थिति पैदा होने की दशा में वहाँ प्रभावी कार्रवाई की जा सके, डिजास्टर को रोका जा सके। उसके बाद एक बिल्कुल सेपरेट रूट आम जनता के लिए है, वो भी चूंकि संगम स्नान के लिए जाती है, तो ये रूट की व्यवस्था बिल्कुल जो उनका कार्यक्रम है उनके अनुसार किया गया है। उनके एग्जिट का भी रूट, जो हमारे अखाड़े हैं उनके एग्जिट का भी रूट बिल्कुल विधिवत निर्धारित कर दिया गया है और उस पर भी पर्याप्त पुलिस बल का व्यवस्थापन किया जा रहा है। मीडिया, एक हमारा इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया या प्रिंट मीडिया, AIR, दूरदर्शन, इसके लिए जो व्यवस्थाएं वहां मंचीय व्यवस्थाएं हैं उनका स्थल निर्धारित है।
From the traditional boat ferries to the latest technology tents, there are many firsts at the Kumbh Mela this year. To cater to the people thronging the Mela, a tent city has been created, which has facilities ranging from basic amenities to 5-star facilities. The government has also made facilities for the stay of over 20,000 devotees.
पूरी भव्यता और दिव्यता के साथ आगे बढ़े। हम लोगों ने आज से 1.5 वर्ष पहले इसकी एक रूपरेखा तैयार की थी, उसकी कार्य योजना तैयार की, आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का मार्गदर्शन लिया और मुझे बताते हुए अत्यंत प्रसन्नता है कि अब पहला कुंभ है, हजारों वर्षों के इतिहास का यह पहला कुंभ है जब प्रयागराज कुंभ के इस आयोजन को वैश्विक मान्यता कई मायनों में मिल रही है।
Murals have come up on the walls along the streets, on the pillars of flyovers and bridges, and even the tree trunks across the city, depicting events from Ramayana and Mahabharata. The pet theme of these murals are many renditions from Amrit Manthan or the churning of the sea by both demons and angels to derive the elixir of immortality. At every main crossing, big statues and art installations have been erected.
पूरी फोर्स के लिए व्यवस्था है जिससे किसी प्रकार की विपरीत स्थिति पैदा होने की दशा में वहाँ प्रभावी कार्रवाई की जा सके, डिजास्टर को रोका जा सके। उसके बाद एक बिल्कुल सेपरेट रूट आम जनता के लिए है, वो भी चूंकि संगम स्नान के लिए जाती है, तो ये रूट की व्यवस्था बिल्कुल जो उनका कार्यक्रम है उनके अनुसार किया गया है। उनके एग्जिट का भी रूट, जो हमारे अखाड़े हैं उनके एग्जिट का भी रूट बिल्कुल विधिवत निर्धारित कर दिया गया है और उस पर भी पर्याप्त पुलिस बल का व्यवस्थापन किया जा रहा है। मीडिया, एक हमारा इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया या प्रिंट मीडिया, AIR, दूरदर्शन, इसके लिए जो व्यवस्थाएं वहां मंचीय व्यवस्थाएं हैं उनका स्थल निर्धारित है।
Indian folk culture is also a main attraction at the grand conglomeration. Artists from across the country and the world have come here to participate in the event. A culture village has also been set up to depict Indian mythological stories. For the first time, the Akshay Vat premises has been opened for the devotees. People who visit the city of Prayagraj to take part in the Kumbh Mela also visit the Akshay Vat to take a glimpse of the sacred banyan tree, which is said to be mentioned in the ancient Hindu epic Ramayana. Apart from this, devotees will also be able to visit the Saraswati Kund. It is believed that the water of the Saraswati river is visible in this Kund itself. There is a unique temple of the Hindu deity Hanuman on the banks of the Sangam. It is the only temple in the whole world where the lion statue of Bajrangbali is worshipped.
यहाँ पूजा अर्चना शुरू हो गई है। ये कहानी हनुमान जी की है और जब किला बनना शुरू हुआ तो किले वाले हनुमान जी को अंदर ले रहे थे, उनके यहाँ किले में किताब मौजूद है जो बना रहे थे, उसमें लिखा है कि इतनी शक्ति हनुमान जी में है कि हम लोग रात दिन में किला की दीवार बनावे, रात गिरती थी, इसीलिए किले को किया गया टेढ़ा, कि हनुमान जी को किया गया, छोड़ दिया गया। ये है। देखिए, दर्शनार्थी मंगलवार शनिवार को लाखों में होते हैं, बाकी दिन हजारों में होते हैं, और कुंभ मेले में करोड़ों में होते हैं। तो ये आस्था है और गांव से जुड़ा हुआ मंदिर है। लगभग जिसकी आस्था और श्रद्धा से यहाँ आते हैं, मनोकामना पूरी भी।
Over 12 crore pilgrims and tourists are expected during the Kumbh, although there is no precise method of ascertaining the number of pilgrims that will visit. An estimated 12 crore people had visited the Kumbh Mela in 2013 in Allahabad over a 2-month period. Navikram Singh's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
So that's it from us in today's edition of In Depth. You can also watch our episodes online on YouTube and Twitter and get back to us with your feedback and suggestions. Thanks very much for your time.